So you said you started taking crystal again. How did that affect the situation?
Well, it definitely made things more intense and raised the levels of paranoia, and the voices were clearer and sticking around longer. I started questioning every item in my vicinity, in my work area there. My computer, I'd be looking around my computer, and I had lots of software files, all kinds of stuff, but I would see something that I was kind of obsessive about naming conventions on files. Like, I would group them, and I would always rename stuff I download so I could find them easier, and they were grouped. And of course, there were some things that I didn't. And I started seeing these files that had names I would never give a file and didn't make sense of anything I would download. Of course, looking back, I realized it's probably just whatever, something. But at that time, I'm like, somebody put that file there. Why would someone be on my computer putting a file there? And I didn't know if it was maybe a virus, maybe something illegal. So I decided I didn't even want to have it on record that I even opened it to look at it. So I made a folder called Quarantine, and I put any file I didn't recognize or think I had anything to do with, I just put it in that folder and left it like that. But every item, everything seemed moved or out of place. I questioned it, and I used to have a little tape recorder that I would tape like ideas or things to do. Actually, we started using, there's a small, I used it at the bar for a while, because you're always walking around. And I was listening to it, and there was this 15-minute to 20-minute piece where it was just like muffled conversation, and it wasn't something I remembered recording, and it sounded like maybe it was Dave's voice on there. So now I'm thinking, does Dave have something to do with this? And which I didn't think he did, and I don't think maybe he does. So everything was questioned and viewed from a paranoid view. Until finally it kind of went up another level. I was sitting downstairs one night, and the voices are talking, and now they're telling me, the voices are saying they're the police, they're outside. And I didn't even think these were voices. Now I'm thinking the police they're saying they're outside, and they want me to come out. They got people out there around the house, so come on out and talk. And I'm like, why? What did I do? And they're like, well, we just want to talk to you. We don't want to come in and wreck the house, just dragging you out, so come on out. And I'm thinking, now I'm believing in some weird way that somehow their conversation is coming through my back door, down through the stairs, and where I'm at, and I'm able to have this conversation. And as crazy as that sounds, and I know it sounds, at that time, I'm believing it. I'm thinking somehow this is possible. Maybe my hearing is intensified. I don't know. So this is going on back and forth, and all I had to do was go look out. Well, I couldn't look out the window because I had thrown like a beer bottle through my back window one time, and I had a poster over it, so there were no windows on the side for me to look out. And that's where they said they were kind of set up. And all I had to do was open the door. And but I was thinking that's going to confirm they're out there, and then they see me, and then so I felt safer downstairs for some reason. So we're talking, we're going back and forth, and finally the guy brings up one of my best friends in high school, Arnold. He says, "We got Arnold out here. He wants to talk to you. He wants to help you." And I'm like, all right, so you can send him in, and they're like, all right, we're sending him in. So I'm sitting down there, and I'm waiting, and I'm thinking, I hadn't seen him in a while. It's going to be good to see him. He's going to think this is crazy, but, we'll talk, and maybe he can tell me what's going on. Wait 10, 15, 20 minutes, and I don't remember exactly if we were having back and forth at that time, but finally I went up there because I'm thinking something's wrong. Maybe I was, I knew I was hallucinating, and just I didn't look at it as voices at the time, but hallucinating, hearing voices, I guess. But it sounded, I imagined voices would be coming. You could feel it inside your head. This was coming from outside into coming through my ears, not my mind. So I finally went upstairs, grabbed the door handle, and just whipped the door open, expecting to see cars or police behind them. And it's nothing, a quiet neighborhood night. And I'm just like, and that's when I was like, now the conversation had stopped, and now I'm just like, you know, you're going crazy. You're going insane. You hallucinated you hallucinated like your own hostage situation with yourself. Like that whole thing was not real, and this is proof that it wasn't real. And like, what's going on? And I can literally feel myself stepping up the insanity, like going crazy in little steps. You know, because you go back and forth between thinking you're hearing voices to this is something else, this is something spiritual, this is something with authorities. You're trying to you're coming up with all these theories, and different things happen that put you on different sides of the fence. And now I was like, wow, you are, you know, this is crazy. And it was a bad feeling, and it was a crazy night.